Now, in this program, any resemblance between the people you see on the screen and real living people is purely intentional. Because, in fact, they are real, and it's our pleasure to catch them in the act of being themselves.
Hey guys, Rogue Nation here with you today. We're going to go through a video, and the concept of this video today is going to be irony, right? Because we have a few folks sitting around here, and I know at least one of them works for the government. The gentleman pictured on the right here with the pink mug, he works for the Buffalo Police SVU unit. So the topics that we're addressing in this panel, that these guys are addressing in this panel, are some really important topics, and I applaud them for tackling it. With that being said, the irony is so thick, and I will point it out as we go through. But the first thing I wanted to point out to all my subscribers and the people that watch this video is, where are these guys' husbands at? Right? Like, did their husbands allow them to conduct this panel? And you're like, well, what are you talking about, Rogue? These are all guys. They're probably not married to other guys. But I beg to differ. The first guy here on the right has a cup that says bad bitch in pink. But look at the table in front of these guys. What do you see? White Claw. Bush Light. No respectable man is going to get together with a bunch of other men and drink White Claw. Right? Who does that? So that's my first observation and my first question. See, I'd be a great detective. Right? So, alright, let's get into this, and then we'll stop along the way, and we'll get to the ironic points.
Just in case. So here's the deal. I've been in SVU in the Buffalo Police Department for 2 years, and there was a space in between it where I left SVU, the Special Victims Unit, and I went to two other. I got promoted to lieutenant, and then went to the FBI and assisted with that, and I'm back in SVU. But during those 2 years, even before then, there has been an issue where the Buffalo school system, specifically their legal representatives in the city, like the city attorneys that specifically work for Buffalo Public Schools, right? So I'm not sure if that's the city of Buffalo buying these attorneys and having them protect them, or if it's like the schools, like lawyers for the schools as their own thing. But either way, long story short, the Buffalo school system has been intentionally not reporting the assaults of student between student, and then has also used the Buffalo Police Department's school resource officers to write reports, and then had their influence over those officers to then close the reports. And that's a story I'll get into.
Right. So soft pitch, why are they doing that?
I don't know. My best estimate is that they're afraid or don't want the numbers to show that there are these police investigations occurring at their schools or assaults occurring at their schools, because it could affect funding or something somehow, which, by the way, is fucking stupid. If a crime happens at a school, it doesn't mean that funding is then stopped or prevented from going to that school. Oftentimes, if there's a problem, people will pour money into that problem to fix it. And I'm going to give you an example. This is a real example. There's a school that's attached to the Buffalo Science Museum. That school that's attached to the Buffalo Science Museum has doors that can go from the Science Museum into the school. Those doors are not locked. Individuals can get into them, right? Stranger danger, right? And that happened. So a stranger went into the school. It's a grade school. It's a very low school. And this person grabbed a male and a female child.
It's a very low school?
Low grade school. Low grade school.
So like first through fifth.
Yeah. So so kids under the age of 10.
Oh, fuck.
So it goes into the school, and grabs a young female child and a male child and tries to leave. And I'm gonna parcel this story up in kind of the way that the information came in. At first, the information that came in was that there was one female child that was an attempted abduction. There was no report about the second child. Kind of a big deal. The second child, the boy, had pissed himself. And when his parents came, sorry, I'm getting fucked up. When his parents came to pick him up.
Take your time, brother.
Yeah, sorry. Give me a second.
You good?
You're all right, man.
When his parents came to pick him up, the school did not disclose to the parent that the kid was a part of an attempted abduction. So when parents asked him, why did my kid piss his pants at school, the teachers and the people in charge did not tell them that there was an attempted abduction. The school then deleted the video of the attempted abduction.
The fuck?
In the district attorney's office, excuse me. And the district attorney's office only got it because somebody within the school had the wherewithal to record it and then give it to them. The district attorney's office has sent subpoenas, so like court order documents from judges that are signed, to the school's legal representatives. And those representatives have intentionally not responded to them. Now, here's the weird thing, which is like this is the biggest issue right here. Is that specific one is the one that sent me over the edge. Obviously, I'm emotional from it. So, the biggest issue with this entire story, well, one of the issues with this entire story, is that when subpoenaed, these legal representatives for the Buffalo School Department are ignoring the subpoenas and not responding to them, but being obstructionists and actually giving information to school administrators and school personnel to not talk to the police or assist the police in any way. In fact, to obstruct us, like intentionally, do not do these things. Here's how you prevent the police from doing their job.
This is irony, right? This gentleman, although he has an important job within the police department, probably one of the only ones where he's not out harassing citizens every day, but the irony here is that he's upset that a government agency isn't transparent, right? Do you see the irony in that? He worked for the police department, one of the most untransparent agencies in the government. And you're upset that another government agency isn't transparent, isn't forthcoming with records, isn't responding to subpoenas and following the law. How ironic is this? Right? Let's see what else he's got to say before we get into a video of some real journalism done on this story by one of this channel's closer friends. Let's keep watching real quick.
So, and here's where like this crux is coming in, why it's kind of a whistleblower thing, is there are people that are trying to get this information from the schools, and the main obstructionist are these lawyers who, once again, I said, are ignoring subpoenas and court orders. And the only way that you can overcome that is if somebody from the court system, judge, attorney general's office in New York State, the attorney general of the United States, comes down and says, why are you not responding to these court orders? You're ordered to respond to them and you're not. And in this specific case, like destruction of evidence, which is huge. and then not telling one of the, you know, the kid's parents.
Now, if somebody comes forward, you said somebody had the wherewithal to record the surveillance video or whatever it was.
Yeah.
If somebody comes forward with that, that's still usable as evidence.
So they
right?
have to, that
Or-
person, that's a weird thing about New York State. And I'm not a lawyer, and my knowledge is limited in that, but from my understanding, you need to have somebody confirm the authenticity of the recording. So let's say that it's a CCTV of like a corner store. The manager or a worker would have to show up to court and say, that is the video that from my store. When it comes from, and I don't know if this is how it was done, but let's say like a cell phone recorded the CCTV footage, and then they were like, hey, they deleted the real CCTV footage, and then gave it to the assistant district attorney. You would need somebody to authenticate that, which would, and this is where the legal process is weird to me. I'm not sure if that means that the individual that sent the CCTV recording from their phone would have to state, I'm so and so, I recorded that with my phone. I was in the office of such and such school, and this is recording of our CCTV footage. Or if that means that any representative from the school can say, no, what that person recorded is our CCTV footage.
Gotcha. So whoever recorded versus anyone can say yes and verify that.
So
was
I'm not sure, like that's something for like the lawyers to do. I'm not sure how that process goes, but
The school district did that?
dude, I'm telling you, it's a lot of the schools. When I say that's the worst example that I have, which is obviously a horrible example, I can't tell you the amount of shit that I have to go through in order to go to a school, talk to a principal and say, what did the kid tell you? And they'll go, I can't talk to you. I've got to talk to my lawyers. You're like, it's in your job to protect the kids? I can't tell you how many... I'll tell you another one. I had a girl that was, man, I'm getting fucked up.
That's fucking wild. Like, especially if your own kiddo and then you don't even know. They come home, they're scared, they're confused, they have no idea what just happened, and then no one's telling them. Like,
you
it
were
sounds
a
like a
parent,
made up
the
story.
loyalty to the money above the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I think it's a mix of fear. I think it's the fear of there's a lot of shit there. I don't think it's like dirty money. I think it's a fear of losing your job. It's a fear of the people that are above you that are going to come back and get you. I think it's the fear of stepping out of line and then getting, you know, reprimanded.
Bystander.
But like one of the cases that I had is a girl went to she got beat by her dad, who was a blood. He's a piece of shit. She got beat by her dad, and she went to a school counselor and said, my dad beats me. And the school counselor didn't report it. School counselor's like notes were like, this kid's a liar. She lies a lot about like how cool she was at another school. And you're like, oh, that's normal kid lying shit. What do I give a f about that? So she didn't report it. And then the next incident happened where this girl had a video recording of, I forget if it was either her dad post beating her or if it was during the beating or if it was of her injuries. I think it was of her dad punching her. And she walks into the counselor's office while she's with another girl, plays the video, and the woman's like, is that you? And she's like, yeah, that's me. And then the girl walks out of the office. And then later on in the day, the counselor goes up to her and is like, hey, listen, what's going on with that video? Like, is that you? Like, what's going on? She's like, yeah, that's me. My dad beats me all the time. And then the kid walked away. Not reported. Not reported to CPS, not reported to the police. The third time is when my case comes in. The kid comes into school beaten and bruised and swollen, and then they remove the kid from the parent's custody, right? And then that's when I get the investigation of child abuse.
But it took 3 fucking times to
It
get
took
to
3
you.
times. The first time, it's easy. Hey, CPS, this girl says that she got beat. I don't really know what's going on. Here you go. And then CPS begins an investigation. And then the law enforcement referral from CPS comes to me. And then if CPS brings her in, does an interview, and it's valid, I go talk to dad and arrest him. That didn't happen the first time. The second time, there's video fucking proof that she's got a video on her phone and shows you. And then you do nothing. And yeah. And so like that, those are the two. That's one that I'm directly involved in. That's one that I happen to know about that I'm not investigating. And I can tell you that myself and the people in my unit are concerned, but we've made complaints, and people in my chain of command above me have made complaints, and we've had to go back to be like, let's look at this address of the school. What's that?
What's the outcome you want on this? Like I don't.
I gotta stop it. Look, these two guys here crack me up. Just the appearance of them. But as we can see, very important topics, right? And these are topics that should be getting addressed, right? By the police, by the DA. All of this stuff should be occurring, but none of that is happening because, hello, the government doesn't cooperate, right? It's not about transparency for them. And in this case, it's sad because we're talking about kids that are being hurt, right? But it's for a number of things. Credit card expenses, you know, just all kinds of stuff that the government tries to hide that they shouldn't be doing, or that they shouldn't be allowing, right? Or not even allowing that, they're just covering up because they don't want a bad reputation, like the school district, right? I'm sure the school district isn't condoning this. I'm sure the school district isn't, you know, trying for these outcomes that's going on here, but they're covering it up to try to protect their good name, right? They don't want parents thinking that their kids are going to be attacked while, you know, going to school. So, but we're going to stop this right here, and we're going to switch over into a video of some actual journalism on this very topic, and we're going to see how journalism should be being conducted from now moving forward. So let's pause this here and we'll get right back to you. Alright guys, so here we are at Ordinary County's channel, and he got wind of what was going on, and him and a couple of his buddies, Redress Now I believe is up there with him, and another gentleman, we're going to see how a real journalistic investigation and an allegation should be conducted. So let's get into it. We're only going to watch a minute of it. It's an hour-long video. I'll leave the link in the description. Definitely go check this video out, guys. It's pretty freaking awesome.
During the Erie County FAM's investigation into allegations of cover-ups of child abuse in the Buffalo schools, one of the school members thought it was a good idea to smack the Erie County FAM's camera.
Hey, do you want to get that thing out of my face?
You just walked on the wrong side of the hall to get in my face, you clown. Well, we're here to ask some questions about the public school systems and their lack of security. You seem to want to remove cameras and the stuff from his offices and that, and you put these signs up of, aren't the children supposed to be safe?
Sir, if the allegations proven true by Mr. Ira.
Will, is this how you answer the question that the Buffalo Police Department asked during his investigation? You just kept your mouth shut. As a man, how does it feel to know kids are being assaulted and you have nothing to say?
Aren't you part of that system, this school, to protect these children? It's kind of odd that they want to hide behind locked doors. Our children in the schools ain't safe behind locked doors from predators. Will, you don't have too much to say today? I wonder if the Office of Legal Counsel is the one who put up these signs that they can't seem to enforce right now.
Who you fucking from? Smashes the phone. It's broke. So I'm gonna press charges. No, not yet. I'm waiting for you. But guy, glasses, thin. I think he works in the finance office.
If he's out there, I'm gonna lock him up.
guys, definitely go by and check out that video. Link is going to be in the description. Awesome video. And yeah, real journalism, guys, getting in there, asking these questions. Auditing has always been a two-part plan for me. One, to get them accustomed to seeing the cameras in the building. Then the second part is to go in, once they're accustomed to seeing people in there with cameras asking questions, then we go in and we hit them with the hard questions, right? And we're not getting trespassed for having a camera. And, you know, hopefully we can get some answers this way. Now, of course, they can stonewall us like they always do, but this shows a pattern, right? And when the public starts seeing more and more and more of just this kind of attitude of not answering questions, not taking accountability, destroying evidence. You know, like if I lived in the Buffalo area and my kids were in the school system, which they would never be, but if they were, this kind of behavior would be very concerning to me and might possibly wake me up from the bootlicking slumber I am in, you know. So kudos to Ordinary County for getting out there and you know, grilling them. So yeah, all around, um, awesome job by him and the crew up there. And also, again, just an excellent example of irony, right? The government complaining that the government's not being transparent. I mean, hello? McFly, hello? So, as always, guys, we'll catch you on the next one because, as you know, there's always going to be a next one. And be on the lookout. I'll probably do a live stream either later tonight or tomorrow.